The world has grown quieter since the last great battle, but the silence feels fragile, like glass stretched too thin. Bruce Wayne watches over Gotham with a heavier heart, sensing threats that logic cannot yet explain. Diana feels ancient memories stirring, warnings from the old gods echoing in her dreams. Clark Kent hears distant cries carried by the wind, voices not entirely human. Barry tries to laugh it off, but even he feels time pulling strangely at his steps. Somewhere beyond the stars, something has noticed Earth again. A mysterious cosmic event fractures the night sky, visible from every corner of the planet. Oceans tremble, cities lose power for seconds that feel like hours. Victor Stone detects an alien frequency woven into the planet's core systems. Arthur Curry feels it in the tides, as if the sea itself is afraid. Clark realizes the signal isn't an attack but a summons. Someone is calling champions, not armies. The League reunites with warmth and unease, older now, carrying scars both visible and hidden. They speak less about victory and more about consequences. Bruce admits that his contingency plans no longer feel sufficient. Diana reminds them that unity, not control, saved them before. Barry jokes to hide his fear of getting it wrong again. Victor wonders aloud if Earth is being tested. The question no one asks is whether they are ready to fail. Their investigation leads them to ancient ruins buried beneath shifting deserts. Symbols there predate human civilization, etched with warnings of a being who judges worlds. Diana translates fragments that speak of balance and extinction. Bruce notices the structure mirrors star maps rather than constellations. Clark feels weaker the longer he stays near the site. The ground opens, revealing technology older than belief. From the depths emerges a projection calling itself the Arbiter. It speaks calmly, without malice, explaining that Earth stands at a crossroads. Countless worlds before them chose power over harmony and were erased. The Arbiter claims the Justice League tipped the cosmic scale by defying natural outcomes. Arthur challenges the idea of destiny being fixed. Barry asks if saving lives was ever wrong. The Arbiter responds that intention does not erase consequence. As the Arbiter's message spreads, panic grips the world's leaders. Governments demand answers, some seeing the League as protectors, others as the cause. Bruce faces public scrutiny unlike anything before. Clark struggles with guilt, questioning whether his presence has doomed the planet. Diana stands firm, refusing to accept judgment from a distant entity. Victor tracks multiple probes entering the solar system. The countdown has quietly begun. The probes are not weapons but observers watching humanity's reactions. Cities respond differently, some uniting, others tearing themselves apart. Barry races through collapsing infrastructure, saving who he can, feeling time slip through his fingers. Arthur confronts surface leaders who ignore the oceans until they are threatened. Diana intervenes in conflicts sparked by fear. The League realizes the test is already in motion. Bruce uncovers hidden data within the Arbiter's signal, a flaw or perhaps an invitation. He shares it reluctantly, admitting even his mind has limits. Victor deciphers it as a choice mechanism rather than a verdict. Clark senses hope, faint but real. Diana recalls myths where gods tested mortals to learn from them. Barry suggests that maybe the test isn't about power at all. It might be about trust. A new figure arrives, neither enemy nor ally, calling herself Nyxera. She claims to be a former Arbiter who defied the system and survived. Her presence alone bends gravity and light. She warns that the cosmic order fears unpredictability above all else. Humanity, she says, is dangerously unpredictable. Bruce doesn't trust her but listens anyway. Clark feels her pain is genuine. Nyxera reveals the final phase of the test will force the League to choose who they truly are. The Arbiter will manifest physically, demanding a sacrifice to restore balance. Not a life but an ideal, something humanity clings to. Diana argues that ideals are worth fighting for, not surrendering. Arthur questions whether pride itself is the problem. Barry fears losing hope would break the world. The room fills with silence. The Arbiter arrives in full form, towering yet strangely serene. Its presence drains color from the sky, making reality feel thinner. It asks the League to renounce their role as guardians and allow Earth to evolve alone. Bruce sees this as abandonment. Clark sees it as faith in humanity. Diana hears echoes of freedom in the offer. Victor calculates millions of uncertain outcomes. The choice divides them. Tensions rise within the League as each hero confronts personal truth. Bruce fears a world without protection will fall into chaos. Clark believes humanity must stand without gods watching over them. Arthur worries the seas will be exploited without his strength. Diana trusts people to rise when trusted. Barry just wants everyone to survive the choice. Their unity begins to crack. When chaos erupts across the globe, the League responds instinctively, saving lives together. In that moment, they realize something important. They are not symbols placed above humanity but part of it. Bruce admits his need for control was born from fear. Clark understands that stepping back doesn't mean disappearing. Diana sees that leadership can exist without dominance. Victor feels human more than machine. Barry smiles, sensing time align again. They return to the Arbiter with a unified answer. They refuse to renounce hope, but they also refuse to rule. The League declares they will inspire, not decide humanity's fate. Nyxera watches closely, as if seeing the test resolve itself. The Arbiter pauses, something like curiosity flickering within it. For the first time, it questions its own certainty. Balance shifts not by force, but by choice. The Arbiter announces that Earth has passed, not because of strength, but because of restraint. The observers withdraw, the sky slowly returning to color. The cost, however, is not zero. Nyxera fades, her purpose fulfilled, leaving behind a warning. The universe is watching more closely now. Bruce feels relief mixed with responsibility. Clark hears the world breathe again. In the aftermath, the League faces a changed public perception. Some see them as heroes, others as flawed guardians who chose uncertainty. Bruce dismantles several of his old contingency plans. Diana returns artifacts to their rightful cultures. Arthur strengthens alliances between land and sea. Victor opens his technology to heal rather than defend. Barry slows down, learning to live moments instead of racing past them. Quiet scenes define the days that follow. Clark sits with his mother, grateful for ordinary time. Bruce watches Gotham from a distance, allowing others to step forward. Diana walks among people, listening to their stories. Arthur swims the deepest trenches, feeling peace in the tides. Victor smiles at his reflection, seeing a man, not a weapon. Barry laughs with friends, present at last. Yet deep in space, fragments of the Arbiter system reorganize. Not all agree with the decision made. A whisper spreads through the cosmos about a world that defied judgment. The League senses future storms but refuses to live in fear. They have learned that being human is their greatest strength. Standing together, they are not rulers or gods. They are guardians by choice, and that is enough. In the months that follow, subtle changes appear across the planet. People begin stepping forward in moments of crisis without waiting for heroes to arrive. Communities rebuild with cooperation rather than blame.